Welcome everybody to a look at a film that is hardly new in terms of its physical release, but I've wanted to take a look at it regardless, and it is 1991's Body Parts. So this is directed and co-written by Eric Red, who also directed and co-written Bad Moon, Cohen and Tate, and 100 Feet. He also had writing credits on the likes of The Hitcher, Near Dark, and Blue Steel. So this is a sci-fi body horror clocking in at 88 minutes long. Stars the likes of Jeff Fahey, who was in Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1, Planet Terror, and Psycho 3, as well as Brad Dourif, who's most well known for his role in the Child's Play and Chucky series of films, as well as The Exorcist 3 and Mississippi Burning. So a criminal psychologist loses his arm in a car crash and becomes one of three patients to have their missing limbs replaced by those belonging to an executed serial killer. One of them dies violently, and disturbing occurrences start happening to the surviving two. So, yeah, genuinely surprised by how much I ended up enjoying this, given it isn't overly original. We've seen horror films in the past that have dealt with losing limbs or losing the ability to control oneself and such. You look at the Michael Caine film The Hand, for instance, where he loses his hand in a car crash, and the hand apparently starts going around on a killer's rampage. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that this is kind of evoking, and then obviously you got the body horror of likes of David Cronenberg. So yeah, it's nothing new in that regard, and the first half isn't particularly strong, but it all comes together in a highly entertaining and well executed way that provides a good payoff in a few ways as well. So yeah, the cast is good, the pacing is on point. There is some decent characterization and themes. It's talking about where evil comes from, whether or not it's something that you're born with, it's in you or it's in your flesh, or whether or not it's something that you learn throughout time. It's also generally engrossing, and the score is well done. Kind of reminded me of the score from What Lies Beneath for some reason, even though it's not the same composer. There is a certain string element to that score that does remind me of What Lies Beneath. But that said, where this excels is through its violence, action scenes. There is a particularly visually gorgeous looking car explosion, for instance. It has effective tension, a higher than expected level of production value. They actually spent $10 million on this, which is quite surprising for something that isn't based on a prior property while being a body horror film. You can see why they spent a lot of money on the likes of The Fly from the 80s, because, that's a concept that's been done before. But this is a brand new film. It's not related to any other kind of IP or anything like that. So yeah, surprisingly high production value and solid cinematography that makes all of that all of the better. So yeah, so really, really rather a good effort, to be honest. Like I said, really surprised by how much I enjoyed this, especially since, like I said, the first half doesn't get off to the strongest off in the strongest way. There is some decent body horror in there, and there's a really rather fantastic car crash which sets off the plot of the film. But outside of those elements, it is a little bit on the more ordinary side. But the second half really does make up for the rest of it. While, like I said, being a good payoff. So there's the disc. So this limited edition version with the slipcover is currently out of stock, but you can get the standard version, which comes with the case and the disc. So as well as all of the extras on the disc as well. So you're not losing out really if you're only getting around to buying it now. But the slipcover is nice, and yeah, in terms of special features on here, we've got a 1080p high definition presentation transferred by Paramount Pictures. Got audio commentary by director co-writer Eric Red, audio commentary by film historian Lee Gambin from 2021, interview with director co-writer Eric Red, interview with editor Anthony Redman, interview with actor Paul Ben Victor, interview with actor Peter Murnick, deleted footage with optional audio commentary by director Eric Red, and a theatrical trailer as well. So, yeah, a fairly comprehensive release in terms of its extras, and the film itself looks good in terms of the quality of the sound and the picture. So, yeah, no real issues in terms of the presentation of the film. And the film itself is really, really good. I do highly recommend it. I don't think enough people talk about this, quite frankly, which is a bit of a shame as far as body horror films go, but it's well worth seeing. So yeah, 4 out of 5 from me. But if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.